Hey, so I'm recording this quite late and it'll probably be up quite late into 2025, but I just really wanted to talk about anime that I've watched in 2024 and just kind of give a big list of my favourites, my top 10. Before that, though, I wanted to do some, I guess you'd say, honourable mentions. I won't talk about them too much, but I will just get my list up and have a look. So this is all anime. This isn't everything I watched in the year, but this is like a list of anime that I really liked and I just kind of want to give a shout out to, even if they're not like my favourite. So these aren't in any order, these are just ones that I liked. The first one is Train to the End of the World. This was a cute girls doing cute things, very bizarrely. I think it did lose me in the second half and the ending was a bit disappointing, sadly, but I really commend it for just being so experimental and weird. It did exceed my expectations in that regard, because I thought it'd just be like, oh, apart from the maybe background details, it was just going to be a normal cute girls doing cute things, but it really went all in on the weirdness of it. So I do really recommend it. Dead Demons, so Destruction. Inio Asano, I believe it's his first ever anime adaptation. I believe it's his first one because it's got cute girls in it, but it's a much more than that. So like, I would say I'm a decently big fan of his work, and I'm really a big fan of Dead Demons, honestly. I think the anime did a great job of adapting the manga. I only read a bit of the manga, but if you want like a sci-fi, again, weird, he does weird really well, quite strange story. It was great, yeah, I really liked it for that. What else? Let's see. Another one on my list is Girls Band Cry. I didn't like this as much as I did at the beginning, because when I first started watching it I was like, oh wow, this is so unique. But I did start to get really annoyed by the characters. They would just like shout all the time, and you know, the teenage girls are going through a lot. But what I wanted to bring attention to was that the CG animation is just so good. Like, this is some of the best CG animation that we've ever had in an anime, in my opinion. I don't know what the consensus was on that actually, but I was impressed with it, so that's all that matters. Yeah, so yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the story and characters, but the animation really held it together. The music wasn't that amazing either, sadly, but I still think it was worth giving a shout out to. Kaiju number 8. Attack on Titan mixed with a bunch of other stuff, Parasite, all that good stuff. Not much to say, just really entertaining, can't go wrong with that. Senpais and Otoko no Ko, really kind of sweet slice of life about like dealing with identity, and I think it's not just cross-dressing, I think it's more like, you know, going towards, is this character trans sort of thing, and taken very seriously. So really cute moments, really heavy moments. There's a movie coming out soon, which I will be watching. Another one was 365 Days to the Wedding, one of the rare anime with an adult cast. They have jobs, they're working. I will say they do act like children, but what I want to say is that they're quite unique, more so the female lead character. So if you don't know, they basically fake a wedding. They pretend that they're going to be getting married, or already were married, for reasons that I won't go into, but really cute. The female character is really unique in how she's boring, but not really. It's hard to explain. Like, she loves maps, she loves like stones, but just because of that makes her so unique. Like, I don't really see many characters who have interests like that. Really good. Acro Trip, this is like a magical girl parody with like very typical villains, but that's like the joke. The joke is that it's very typical. It did kind of dip a bit as it went on, but overall really charming. Acro Trip. Next on my list was How I Attended an All Guys Mixer. I didn't know what to think of this one because I didn't know how long it could extend the premise. You know, the premise is in the title, but they do go to more places than just a mixer, and there's some really nice couples, especially the three mouth guy, you know, with the cat mouth. Him and purple haired girl were the best. Really enjoyed that. Another mention of One Piece fan letter. This is a 1-episode OVA, I guess you would say. One of the best things to come out of the One Piece anime. It really humanized the grunts. You know, the fodder in One Piece? Because there's a lot of fodder. And it kind of showed how these people do have their own story. Like every single Marine who gets shunted away by Luffy, they have their own story going on. And it was beautifully animated. Really recommended for One Piece fans. I've got quite a lot of honourable mentions, but I don't know, I wanted to mention them. Tsuma Show. This is My Wife is an Elementary Schooler. Now hold up. Probably looking at me like, is this one of those creeper anime? No, I mean if it was, whatever. But no, it's not. So this has an extremely wild premise. A premise that would turn off a lot of people. About this man's wife essentially seemingly reincarnated as an elementary schooler, and it's about their relationship and with his daughter and his mother dealing with this, because you know his mum this girl's mother is now a little girl and she has a mother now, you know, she's been reincarnated as this girl, or has she? Maybe there's a bit more to it. This is like really underrated. I feel like this could really resonate with a lot of people. It's complete story, just bam, complete, done. You don't have to read the manga, so highly recommended that. Next is Uzumaki. Yes, I know the animation went to crap, but I really enjoyed it regardless. Uzumaki is my favourite Junji Ito thing, aside from Cat Diary. Episode 1 alone is worth it. The animation in that was gorgeous, and it is a shame. It is a real shame that it wasn't able to keep up that quality, but for what we got, I still enjoyed it. Okay, 3 left in the honourable mentions. I just feel like I have to mention a lot. This isn't everything I watched, by the way. This is just stuff that I wanted to talk about very briefly. Mr. Villain's Day Off. This is another kind of like Acro Trip. It's like this generic Power Ranger criminal organisation, and it's just about him on his days off, you know. He loves pandas. That's all you need to know. Dangers in My Heart Season 2. If you watch Season 1, you will like Season 2. More really great stuff. Not much to say, just because it's a really good romance anime, one of the best ones. And the last one on my honourable mentions is Kimi ni Todoke Season 3, which I blasted through it really fast on Netflix. Again, it's like it didn't miss a beat. Really great. Nice to see the relationship continue, because Season 2 of Kimi ni Todoke was a bit too drama fest, I guess you'd say. It was just like misunderstandings and, you know, that shoujo stuff, but Season 3's really brought it back with some really great moments. So that's all my honourable mentions that I just felt like I had to mention. So I want to get into my top 10. So this is ordered, but not super strictly. So, you know, number 2 to 10, I mean, these could be in any order for the most part, so don't take it too seriously. So on number 10 of my favourite anime of 2024 is Butareba, the story of a man who turned into a pig. Now you're probably thinking, this is a generic isekai about some guy reincarnating as some animal this time, you know. It's really, really good, and I know a lot of people don't seem to think that. It's rated quite lowly on Mal, and I would say this is probably the most, flawed. It's the most flawed one on my list. The animation is not good. It tends to stretch its story out, and there's a lot of downtime. Because it only covers one of the light novels, and you can tell they're really trying to make it last, but I just really liked it. I think that the relationship between the main girl, Jess, and the pig is so good, and it's really heartfelt. I think that if you just give this a chance, you'll see that it's just got a lot of heart to it, and it goes in extremely dark places, and it's just a lot more than you would expect with something with a title like this. It's like, oh, he's a pig. But there's so much more to it, and I definitely want to read the light novels. It's on my list of things to read. I'll get to it at some point, but yeah. Extremely dark, and the pig character himself is really, really funny. And he actually, I don't know, a lot of these isekai shows, like, they'll have, like, slavery in them, and they're just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, they don't try and stop it, but Pig Boy, he's gonna stop it. He won't stand for that. That's why he's awesome. So, my number 9 best anime of 2024 is The Elusive Samurai. This was a manga, based off a manga by, who was it? I can't remember his name, but he did Assassination Classroom. It has a lot of the same humour as that, and a lot of people find that a bit off-putting because the subject matter is very, very serious. So this is based off of real events in Japan. So I have to admit, my mind does go a bit blank sometimes when I'm watching this because they're throwing out all these names and historical things that I just don't know. I just cannot seem to grasp everything. But the basic concept is about revenge, as this boy has basically lost all of his family and he's had to like flee the kingdom. And the animation is gorgeous in this. This is one where the Cloverworks, I think it was, the animation's beautiful. Some CG now and again, but I forgive that. I'll forgive them. So yeah, I really like that. I think that the manga's also really good as well. It's got charm to it that I can't quite put into words. So number 8. Number 8 is Negative Positive Angler. This is a fishing anime. Again, you might be thinking, fishing. Why do I want to watch that? Well, I'm going to tell you why you want to watch it, because fishing is amazing. It really, I don't really know, it reminded me of FLCL in the character designs. I don't think they're related at all. It just kind of reminded me of it a bit. The studio is Nut, who did Saga of Tanya the Evil. You'll see quite a few cameos of people cosplaying Tanya. So this is basically about a boy who is diagnosed, I think, with some, mysterious illness in which it seems he's going to die from it, like in a certain time frame. And he just has a lot of debt problems, he just runs away, and he's saved by a bunch of fishermen. And so he gets into fishing, and you learn about it as you go, he gets all kinds of fish. It's really good, it's really good. I haven't seen many people talk about it, but I think it's cool, you should watch it. Number 7, I placed this at number 7 because it seemed appropriate. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. This is another generic isekai. Generic isekai you would say. I don't think it is though. I think that it's just having so much fun with itself, you can't help but love it. The animation is glorious. The story's simple, but what makes this an interesting isekai is that it's not really an isekai. It's a reincarnation one, but it's not an isekai, because the character who dies, he's reincarnated in his own world, but he's reincarnated as a prince in his own world, and so now he has the chance, because he's royalty, he can just do all the magic that he wants, because he's not poor anymore. Again, it's just a show that's having so much fun, and I think that even if you're a bit tired of this, I think you would enjoy it. And there is a lot of heart to it as well, because with some of the plots later on, it gets quite serious and sad, honestly, so yeah, don't skip this one. Number 6 is The Duke of Death and His Maid, Season 3. I won't talk too much about this one because it's Season 3 of The Duke of Death. It's been a really good adaptation, so this has just finished adapting the whole manga. Like, this is it, 1, 2, 3, bam. Manga has been adapted. It's not a go read the manga ending, so I do recommend it a lot. A lot of big payoff in this season, so I don't want to say much more than that. Number 5 is an anime I didn't hear anyone talk about, and they should be ashamed, because Puniru is a kawaii slime. So this is a gag comedy anime about this boy who he has this fun, kids play with slime, and he makes his own slime, and it turns into this sentient, not really a girl, they mention she's genderless, but she looks like a girl, and this sentient slime, and she's always on about how cute she is, I'm so cute, and she will have magical girl transformation sequences into various different slime forms. It's really funny. It kind of reminds me of a raunchier Doraemon. It kind of has that old school feeling to it. One of the main character's friends is a Bakugan character or something. And it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, really good comedy. Puniru's amazing. The animation's really nice, especially for one of the episodes. Highly recommend Puniru is a kawaii slime. Okay. Number 4 on my list, also put here for a certain reason. You'll see when I say the title. Four Nights of the Apocalypse Season 2. Because this is a Season 2, I don't want to talk too much about it to avoid spoilers, but it's just really good. It's so nice to have Sins back. It's one of my favourite series, Seven Deadly Sins, and Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I mean, people could make an argument that it's even better. It's such a great adventure feeling to it. The main characters are really endearing, and the animation's probably the best it's been in this season. I still don't think it's quite at A1 Pictures level for the original Sins Season 1 and 2, but it's really nice. And again, I'm not going to say a lot, but if you haven't seen Seven Deadly Sins, I recommend that. And obviously, Four Nights of the Apocalypse is great too. It's no Boruto. It's a lot better than Boruto. Okay, I'm going on to number 3. Anime of 2024, and that is Beastars Final Season Part 1. Again, when it's a sequel, I don't really like to talk too much about it to avoid spoilers, but if you've seen any of the other Beastars seasons, this one might be the best. It really might be the best. I really love the new characters that it introduces. It just really expands the world a lot, and I'm excited for Part 2 later in the year, hopefully really soon. I'd love to see it. Beastars is one of my favourite manga, so I don't want to spoil anything about it. Okay, we're down to the last 2 anime, my 2 favourites. So number 2 is Rising Impact. Rising Impact is a golf manga by the creator of the Seven Deadly Sins. I believe it's one of his first works that I'm aware of. Again, this is one of those where you're like, golf? Do I really want to see an anime about golf? You do. You do want to see an anime about golf. So you can really see a lot of the love that the author has for Arthurian legend, because a lot of the characters are named after them, and there's a lot of special moves the characters use in golf that are just names that of like super moves that characters have in the Seven Deadly Sins. So you can tell he just really likes Arthurian legend, and he wanted to put it in his golf anime. The main character Gawain is really, really endearing, really fun. You just want to see him succeed, which is good for a main character of a sports anime like this. Yeah, not much else to say. It has 2 seasons. It's not complete. I'm really hoping we get another 1 or 2 to finish the story, because I can't find the manga to read anywhere, which is a real shame, because I'd love to read that. But yeah, it's really funny with these kind of sports anime. It happened with Negative Positive Angler, where the main character's kind of like a bit of an audience surrogate, where they're like, what the hell, golf's boring, I don't want to do that, and then they do it, and then they love it. And it's the same for us as the audience. We're probably thinking, well, I don't want to watch an anime about golf, and then you watch it and you're like, golf's awesome, and you get hooked. So really recommend Rising Impact. So we finally arrived at number 1, my favourite anime of 2024. Number 1 is Sandland. So this is the series. There's also a movie, but that's just a re-edit of the series. But anyway, Sandland was my favourite anime of 2024. This is by Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, and it really captures that early Dragon Ball. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Dragon Ball fan. I definitely have a lot more respect for it than I maybe do love of the material itself. But what I really appreciated about kind of early Dragon Ball was that feeling of adventure, of like, wow, we are just travelling this world and we don't know what we're going to find. And Sandland just was perfection. It really was. So the way this series works is about half, it's 12-13 episode series. Half of it adapts the manga, which is the full manga, and then the second half is completely original anime content. Now, I will say I prefer the first half to the second, but keep in mind this is still my number 1 series, so all of it as a whole is still amazing, but I would say the first half is slightly better, but second half is still amazing. I think the characters are so great. I love the main character, Beelzebub, however you say his name. I love the side characters. I love Thief and his like Santa outfit. As a side note, I recommend the game for this. The game was a lot of fun. It's not on like top tier anime game, but it's more towards like that quality than like a dumpster fire anime game, you know. This isn't, I think, what is it, that Jujutsu Kaisen game? It's not an arena fighter. This is like a full-on open world, and you like explore with your tank. And But anyway, onto the series again. It's fully CG. Another really great use of it because it didn't really bother me at all, and the characters were really expressive. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Sandland is the best anime of 2024 in my humble opinion. I saw a lot of anime last year. I didn't mention them all, but I saw a lot. But yeah, I guess that's it for the list, and I'm looking forward to what this year has to bring, 2025. Already watching quite a lot in January. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Bye.